RTO here. Hope you all are well on this Friday morning, and stay safe. I don't know what it's like where you guys are, but in here we've got a little bit of wind because the old trees are, you can watch them now, they're swaying in the wind. So stay in, keep warm, and watch some RTO. Plenty there for you to watch and keep you amused if you're at home. So today is Friday, so it's live album ranking, and today we're looking at the giants of American progressive metal, Dream Theater. And boy was this a hard rank, because Dream Theater have not put out a bad live album. The production on all of them is great. So today it's all about their sets and what tracks are on the albums that's really made this one happen. Some of the production, there are differences in production that's been taken into consideration, so that they've released 9 live albums. So coming in at number 9, it was recorded at London's Marquee Club on the 24th of April 1993, released on September the 4th, and it is live at the Marquee. We've got James Labrie on vocals, Kevin Moore on keyboards, John Myung on the bass, John Petrecci on guitars, and Mike Portnoy on drums. First track on here is Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper, as ever brilliant, Fortuna Lies, Bombay Vindaloo, Surrounded, Another Hand, The Killing Hand, and Pull Me Under. Very short album-ish, but when you've got tracks of 9 and 10 minutes long, it's an excellent album. It's nicely. The one thing about these live albums, it features all the people that have been in, apart from the first singer, but it's got the majority of the people that have played in Dream Theater. I like this album. It's short. It's reasonably short. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.8. Okay, coming in at number 8, we have Chaos in Motion, 2007 to 2008. It was recorded at some concerts on the Chaos in Motion tour, and it was the last official live album that released that featured Mike Portnoy. It was released in 2008. So we've got James Labrie, John Myung, John Petrecci, Mike Portnoy, and Jordan Rudess on keyboards. The introduction to this is Spark Zarathustra, basically in the 2001 music. Great start. Really, it's one of the best starts on any of these live albums. Then we get Constant Motion, great version, Panic Attack, Blind Faith, Surrounded, all brilliant versions. The Dark Eternal Nights, very good on here. Jordan Rudess keyboard solo, as ever, fantastic. Lines in the Sand is great. Scarred is brilliant. They're all good tracks. Forsaken, The Ministry of Souls, Take the Time, In the Presence of Enemies, the full thing, 26 minutes of brilliance. You got the Smedley Wilcox, Trial of Tears, Finally 3, Loving to Live, In the Name of the God, and Octavarium, Razor's Edge. Again, brilliant album, a long one. You've got tracks on here of 26 minutes, 11 minutes, 15 minutes, 10. I think the shortest track on here is 5 minutes and 41. Excellent album. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8.9. Coming in at number 7. It's the most. I think it's the most recent live album we've had. Distant Memories, recorded in between February 21st and 22nd, 2020. Just before it all went pear-shaped. And it was released in 2020 on November the 27th. It was done through their Distance Over Time tour, which also celebrated the 20th anniversary of the release of Metropolis Part 2 Scenes from a Memory. So on here we've got John Petrucci, John Myung, James Labrie, Jordan Rudess and Mike Mahangi. First track on here is Untethered Angel, good, Nightmare to Remember, Fall Into the Light, Barstool Warriors, In the Presence of Enemies, Part 1, Pale Blue Dot. Then you get the whole of Scenes from a Memory, which is absolutely brilliant. It's great live. Everyone's on fire on that. It's wonderful live version. And then you get Wits End as the encore. Brilliant album, purely for the whole of Metropolis Part 2 Scenes from a Memory. It is stunning live. I love listening to that. Sometimes I just put that on, that piece of the album, because it's just fantastic. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 6, we have Score. It was recorded on April the 1st, 2006 at the Radio City Music Hall in New York City. The concert was the last of their 20th anniversary tour, labelled A Very Special Evening with Dream Theater. The entire second half of the concert features the Octavium Orchestra, conducted by Jasid Sharif, and it was released on the 29th of August 2006. I had to read that because it was so much to read. So we've got James Labrie, John Myung, John Petrucci, Mark Portney and Jordan Rudess. Opens up with A Root of All Evil, pretty cool version of that. I Walk Beside You, another one. Afterlife, Under a Glass Moon, Innocence Faded, Razor Knife, The Spirit Carries On. Then you get the whole of the 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence with the orchestra. It is fantastic. The orchestra gives it that extra layer. It's so cool. Vacant, great version of that. The Answer Lies Within. Sacrifice Sons, brilliant. Then you get the whole of Octavarium. 16 minutes of brilliance. And if you think that's bad, you get Metropolis Part 1 as well thrown in. It's a fantastic album. With the orchestra is just brilliant. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 9.1. Okay, coming in at number 5. Released on the 29th of September. Breaking the Fourth Wall. It was recorded live at the Boston Opera House on March the 25th of the same year. So we've got James Labrie, John Petrucci, Jordan Rudess, John Myung and Mike Mahangi. Opens up with this one was The Enemy Inside. The Shattered Fortress is brilliant, from Black Clouds to Silver Linings. On the Back of Angels, another good track. The Looking Glass, Trials of Tears, Enigma Machine, Along for the Ride, Breaking Illusions, The Mirror, Lie, Lift in the Shadows, Sacred, Space Divest, Elimination Theory, Scenes 2 Overture, Scenes 2 Strange Deja Vu. Then you got The Dance Eternity, Finally Free. What a good album. I love this one because it's got more of the later stuff and it sounds brilliant live. Another really, really good album. Again, it's just very hard to do this ranking. So I'm going to give this one a 9.2 because it is so good. Okay, coming in at number 4. Recorded on the 5th of October in Budokan, Japan. In Tokyo, live at Budokan. It was recorded in the April and released in the October. So we got James Labrie, John Petrucci, Jordan Rudess, John Young, and Mike Portney. Opens up with Endless Sacrifice. Great version of that. Then you got the instrument melody, which has got bits of all sorts of stuff, really well put together. It's just hard to say. We got the Dance of the Eternity, the Miracle Sleeper, the Dance of Eternity 4, the Miracle and the Sleeper, the Darkest Winters, Dance of the Eternity, Universal Mind, Hell's Kitchen. It's just a great piece. Tears, Trial of Tears, one of my favourite tracks of Falling into Infinity. New Millennium's good. We've got the keyboard solo on here, which is always good. Only a Matter of Time from the first album, great version of that. Good Night Kiss, these are all from the 6 Degrees. Solitary Cell, Stream of Consciousness, Disappear. A brilliant version of Pull Me Under. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. And it ends up with The Name of God. Another brilliant album, long, but it's great to listen to, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.3. Okay, then coming in at number 3, we have Live at Luna Park. Recorded at the Luna Park Stadium in Buenos Aires. Disc 1 is recorded on the 19th of August 2012. The second disc was done on the 20th the next night, and it's the first Dream Theater live recording to feature Mike Mahaney, and it was released in 2013 on November the 5th. So it's James Labrie, John Petrucci, Jordan Rudess, John Mayhung, Mike Mahaney, and we got the string quartet of Olga Pension, Sadar Gedimarov, Jolene Pardans, and Nesta Tesco. Bridges in the Sky is brilliant on this. 6 a.m. brilliant. Dark Eternal Night, this is In This Life is good. The Root of All Evil is brilliant on here. Least Not Forgotten, another great track. Drum solo from Mike Mahaney is fantastic. A Fortune of Lines, The Silent Man, Beneath the Surface. Outcry, brilliant. A piano solo from Judas Rudess is brilliant. Surrounded, great version of that. Back of Angels, another good version. War Inside My Head, that part is brilliant. It's only short, but it's great. The Test That Stumped Them All, pretty good. And an outstanding guitar solo from Mr. Petrucci. The Spirit Carries On, Breaking the Illusions, Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper. Still haven't finished. These Walls, Build Me Up, Break Me Down, Caught in a Web, Wait for a Sleep, Far From Heaven, and Pull Me Under. Again, stunning stuff. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 9.3. Coming in at number 2, it's the cover I hate, but it's one of the great live albums, Once in a Lifetime. Released in 1998, and it was recorded during the Infinity World Tour in Paris. So we've got James Labrie, John Mylan, John Petrucci, Mike Portney, and Derek Sheridan. It's one of his only appearances on a live album. Opens up with A Change of Seasons, Part 1 and Part 2, pretty cool. Puppies on Acid, little instrumental bit. Just Let Me Breathe, brilliant track. Voices again, a great track from Awake. Take the Time from Images and Words, brilliant stuff. Then we get Derek Sheridan's piano solo, pretty good. Lines in the Sand, brilliant that is. Scarred, Then we get a change of seasons, Dark Winters, the instrumental bit, a Yetzi dram from the first album, which is pretty cool, a belting guitar, a drum solo from Mike. Then we get disc 2, which is Trials of Tears, Hollow Years, Take Away My Pain, Caught in a Web, Lie. Peruvian Skies is brilliant on this. Another guitar solo from John. Pull Me Under, as ever, brilliant. Metropolis, pretty cool. Learning to Live, A Change of Seasons, excellent. Great album. I just love listening to these live albums. They're always brilliant. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.5. So my number one, recorded on the 30th of August 2000 at Roseland Ballroom in New York, released in 2001, and it's Live Scenes from New York. This is a 3-disc live album. It's mega. On here we have got James Labrie, John Myung, John Petrucci, Mike Portney, Juden Rudess. Got some guests as well. Teresa Thompson guest vocals on a couple of songs. The Gospel Choir, and Jay Beckinson doing some sax on Another Die. And Kent Broadhurst plays the hypnotherapist. Opens up with Regression. Then we got the Overture in 1928. Strange Deja Vu is pretty cool. Thoughts of My Words, brilliant. Fatal Tragedy, Beyond This Life. John and Teresa solo spot, pretty good, eh? Brilliant stuff. Through Her Eyes, Home, Dancing of Eternity is brilliant. One Last Time, excellent stuff. The Spirit Carries On, Finally 3. Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper. The Mirror, which has a little bit of Lie, excellent stuff. Just Breathe, Acid Rain, Liquid Tension Experiment is pretty cool. Caught in a New Millennium, which is a mashup of Caught in a Web, New Millennium, and kinds elements of Paradigm Shift by Liquid Tension again. Another Day, Jordan Rudess keyboard solo, which contains elements of Universal Mind by Liquid Tension Experiment again. Then we get Etramona, Voices, The Silent Man, Learning to Live, and Change of Seasons, all 24 minutes and 35 seconds of it. Superb album. Like every Dream Theater album that's live, they are all brilliant. It's very hard to do this, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.6. Okay, looking forward to the next one, the new album review of Saxon Carpe Diem. So join me for that. If you like what we're doing on the channel, don't forget to subscribe, give me a like, and come and join in the fun. All your comments are always welcome. Your ideas are always welcome of new bands. Just started listening to the whole of Megadeth, which is pretty good. I've been listening to some of the later albums and they're pretty cool. So I'll be back later for the new album review. So take care for now.